There comes a moment in every warrior's life when strength is no longer the problem. Attachment is. The more you win, the more you own. The more you own, the more you fear losing. Miyamoto Musashi, the greatest samurai to ever live, understood this truth. He called it the void, the place beyond strategy, beyond fear, beyond self. They say Musashi could walk into a duel already free of its outcome. Victory or death meant nothing to him because the battle was never about the opponent. It was about his own attachment to control. Modern men know this war too. We cling to approval, validation, goals, screens, and call it purpose. But detachment is terrifying because it feels like death. And yet it's the only path to true freedom. This is the story of Ren, a man who learns the scariest level of strength is not to fight harder, but to let go completely. This is Musashi's secret code. Chapter 1. The Prison of Control. He wakes before the alarm, not because he's rested, because he's trained himself to. Ren's apartment hums with precision, coffee machine preset, emails queued, smartwatch blinking like a silent supervisor. Every corner whispers order, every second accounted for. To the outside world, he's discipline embodied, efficient, reliable, unstoppable. But inside, a quieter truth grows heavier each day. He's not in control. He's being controlled by his own need for control. The city outside mirrors him. Everyone moving, chasing, reacting. Noise disguised as progress. Ren believes he's different. He meditates 5 minutes before meetings. He tracks water intake, steps, calories, followers. Every statistic a small shrine to stability. Yet when one deal collapses, a single project that carried his name, his entire identity fractures. He feels it physically, the hollow in the chest, the taste of metal in the mouth, the trembling that follows loss of illusion. He tries to recover by working harder, but the harder he pushes, the less life obeys. Days turn to blur. Sleep becomes negotiation, meals an afterthought, silence an enemy. He scrolls motivational quotes like scripture. Focus, grind, conquer. Each one a tiny dose of anesthetic. One night, after another failed attempt to bounce back, he finds himself wandering aimlessly through the empty streets. Rain falls, soft, indifferent. He ducks into an old bookstore, dust breathing from its walls like memory. In the corner, beneath travel guides and forgotten manuals, he finds a thin, weathered volume, the Book of Five Rings, Miyamoto Musashi. He flips through brittle pages, no pictures, no marketing slogans, just silence between ink. A line arrests him. To know victory, detach from all desire. He reads it again, slower. It feels less like advice and more like accusation. Detach. But everything he's built, his career, his confidence, his worth, depends on attachment. He closes the book, but the words echo like thunder in an empty hall. Back home, he places the book on his desk. It stares at him like a mirror. He opens his laptop to drown the thought, but nothing holds his focus. Emails blur, deadlines dissolve. For the first time in years, he feels still, not calm, terrified, because if Musashi is right, everything Ren calls strength might just be fear in armor. The rain outside stops. He turns off the lights, sits in the dark, and whispers the line again. To know victory, detach from all desire. Something inside him cracks. Small, almost silent, but once heard, impossible to unhear. He doesn't yet know it, but that fracture will become the doorway. Chapter 2. The Master of Emptiness. The road to the mountains is narrow and unremarkable, the kind that looks like it's leading nowhere. But to Ren, nowhere is exactly what he's looking for. Weeks have passed since the collapse, since the night the words of Musashi tore through him like lightning, to know victory detached from all desire. He hasn't stopped thinking about them. They follow him like a shadow. Through research and late-night reading, he discovers mention of a dojo. An old Aikido master named Kaido, said to have once trained under the lineage of Mushin, no mind. He doesn't fully believe it, but he needs something beyond logic now, something silence can explain better than books. The dojo is built of dark cedar, standing quiet against the green slopes. No banners, no slogans, only a wooden plaque with a single character carved into it, Kong, Ku, emptiness. Inside, the air is still, the scent of tatami and sandalwood. Each board creaks softly as if mindful not to disturb the silence. Ren removes his shoes, bows instinctively, and steps in. Kaido is already there, a small, weathered man in a simple gi. No belt, no ornaments, just presence. Ren bows deeply. "Sensei," he begins, "I came to learn how to let go." Kaido studies him without expression. Then, almost amused, he replies, "You came to learn how to control letting go." The sentence stings. Ren feels exposed, but Kaido continues before he can respond. "You chase detachment as you chase success. Both are the same movement, outward." He gestures toward the open shoji door, revealing mist floating across the garden. "Sit, watch." For the next hour, Kaido says nothing. Ren sits in silence, the sounds of dripping rain filling the space. He feels nothing profound, only impatience. He wants insight. He wants transformation. Kaido finally speaks. "You see the rain?" Ren nods. "When it falls, does it choose where to land?" Ren shakes his head. "Then why do you?" The simplicity of the question cuts through his mind like a blade. He opens his mouth, then closes it. There's nothing to say. Kaido stands, motioning toward a wooden sword rack. He picks one up, its surface worn smooth by decades of use. The sword teaches what the mouth cannot. He hands Ren a bakken. "Strike," he commands. Ren swings with practiced aggression. Kaido parries effortlessly, moving not with force, but with flow. Ren tries again, faster, stronger. Every strike meets air. Kaido doesn't resist. He redirects. Finally, Kaido stops him. "You fight like a man trying to win. A warrior doesn't win. A warrior ends movement." Ren breathes heavily, confused. Kaido walks away, returning the sword to its rack. "Come tomorrow," he says. "We will begin to empty you." That night, Ren lies awake in the small guest quarters. Outside, the forest whispers in the wind. For the first time in his life, he isn't sure what tomorrow means. He only knows one thing. That control, the thing he worshipped all his life, has begun to crack. Chapter 3. The Fear of Nothing. Morning fog hangs over the valley like a curtain between worlds. Inside the dojo, the light is gray, and the air carries the scent of pine and old paper. Ren kneels on the tatami, waiting for instruction. Kaido enters silently. No greeting, no sword, only a small oil lamp in his hands. He sets it down, the flame trembling in the air. "Today," the master says, "you will learn the meaning of nothing." He gestures toward a narrow chamber behind the training hall, windowless, wooden, empty except for a straw mat. 3 days, no speech, no tasks, no sound. Ren hesitates. Nothing. Kaido nods. Nothing, and nothing will be the hardest thing you've ever faced. The door closes with a dull thud. At first, Ren feels peace, the novelty of quiet. His mind observes the room like a tourist, wood grain, breath, heartbeat. But within an hour, silence grows teeth. It starts biting. His thoughts multiply, lists, memories, plans, an endless parade of noise that no longer hides behind external motion. The more he tries to control it, the louder it becomes. By the second night, anxiety begins to claw through his ribs. He feels trapped, not by walls, but by himself. He paces, then sits, then lies down, then sits again. The silence does not change. He remembers Kaido's words, "You will learn the meaning of nothing." Nothing isn't peace. It's exposure. It's meeting the raw chaos of the mind with no distractions to soften it. Sleep comes in fragments. In the half-dream hours, he sees faces, colleagues, family, rivals, all asking the same question. Who are you without your victories? He has no answer, because everything he's ever been has lived in motion, in chasing, striving, proving. When he finally wakes, the air feels different, heavy, dense, full of static. He realizes what truly terrifies him, not failure, but absence, the absence of identity. He whispers to himself, "I can't do this," but the room swallows the words. On the third morning, Kaido opens the door. The sudden light floods in like mercy. Ren shields his eyes. Kaido looks at him, not unkindly. "You call it emptiness," he says. "I call it truth." Ren's voice cracks. "I saw nothing." Kaido nods. "Good. Now you have seen what the mind hides behind noise. The fear you met, that is the threshold. Step through it and the world changes." Ren lowers his head, trembling. Something inside him has cracked. The illusion that silence is void. It isn't void. It's mirror. That night, back in his quarters, he doesn't reach for his phone. He doesn't journal or plan or analyze. He simply sits. And in that stillness, he feels a strange warmth. Not comfort, but recognition. As if the silence is no longer against him, but waiting for him. Chapter 4. The Battle Without Enemy. The next day dawns cold and bright, the mountain mist lifting like a curtain. Ren steps into the dojo, his movements slower, more deliberate. He bows to Kaido, who stands barefoot in the center, eyes closed, hands folded behind his back. "You face the void," Kaido says without opening his eyes. "Now you must learn to move inside it." He reaches for 2 bakken, wooden swords, one for him, one for Ren. He tosses Ren's across the floor. The sound is sharp, echoing like a challenge. "Blindfold yourself." Ren hesitates. "Sensei, I won't see you." Kaido's tone is steady. "You don't need to see me. You need to see intention." Ren ties the cloth around his eyes. Darkness swallows the world. The first strike comes fast. Instinct makes Ren block, but he's too slow. Wood smacks his shoulder. He grits his teeth. Again, another hit, ribs this time. Kaido's voice is calm between blows. "You react too late because you think too much. You cannot control what you cannot sense. Stop fighting me and start feeling movement." Ren breathes hard, trying to predict where the next strike will come. His thoughts sprint ahead, desperate to anticipate. Each time he guesses, he's wrong. The blade finds him. Minutes stretch into an eternity of impact and failure. The world becomes rhythm, breath, strike, miss, pain. Ren's body aches, but something inside begins to change. He starts listening, not with ears and with awareness. Every inhale from Kaido, every shift of weight, every creak in the floor becomes information. He moves without planning, blocking a strike he didn't see, stepping back before the next blow even begins. The blindfold is still on, but now Ren's eyes are open. Kaido pauses, silence, then a soft chuckle. "Better," he says. "You didn't stop me, you stopped yourself." Ren doesn't understand at first. Kaido continues, when the mind stops chasing outcomes, perception expands. You don't need to predict what's coming. You feel it coming. That is Zanshin, the remaining mind. They repeat the drill until sunset. Each exchange less about winning, more about awareness. Ren's movements grow smaller, cleaner, quieter. Each block is a conversation with silence. By the end, his body hums with exhaustion, but his mind feels clear. Kaido removes the blindfold. The dojo glows in golden light. Dust motes drift through the air like fragments of thought. Slow, weightless, harmless. Ren looks at Kaido. The master nods once. The battle you fought today had no enemy, he says. There never was one. There is only motion, and the one who chooses how to meet it. Ren bows deeply, understanding dawning like the evening sun, that life itself is just a series of unseen strikes, and mastery is not avoiding them, but moving with them. That night, as he lies beneath the faint hum of crickets, Ren realizes something profound. He is not calmer because he's winning. He's calmer because he's no longer trying to win. Chapter 5, The Death of the Self. The morning feels different. The wind that once chilled Ren now feels like breath, alive, aware, deliberate. He enters the dojo expecting more sparring, another test of skill. Instead, Kaido sits cross-legged before a small clay bowl of water. A candle burns beside it, its flame steady, unmoving. Ren bows. "Sensei," he says, "I'm ready." Kaido looks up slowly. "Are you?" He gestures for Ren to sit. "For 7 days you will live here. No name, no past, no purpose. Speak to no one, write nothing, forget the man who arrived." Ren frowns. "What does that mean?" Kaido tilts his head. "It means if you cling to who you are, you will never see who you could be." The first day feels simple. Ren eats when food arrives. He trains alone, walks the garden, listens to the rain on the roof. But as the sun sets, unease begins to rise. Without his routine, his name, his identity, time loses shape. Who is he now? A student? A stranger? A ghost in borrowed silence? He catches himself rehearsing memories as if reciting them might make him real again. The more he tries to hold on to himself, the less he feels alive. By the third night, his reflection in the water bowl frightens him. The face looks familiar but distant, as if it belongs to someone watching from another life. He whispers his name aloud, once, twice, but even that starts to sound foreign. When Kaido finally appears, Ren's voice trembles. "Sensei, I feel like I'm disappearing." Kaido studies him with calm eyes. "Good, you're beginning to die." Ren stiffens. "Die? The part of you that believes it must be something. That is the self that resists truth." He pours tea into 2 cups, the steam rising like soft smoke. The ego does not fear failure, Ren. It fears transparency, the moment when it can no longer pretend to be separate. Ren takes a sip, the taste sharp, grounding. Kaido continues. A warrior cannot control the world if he cannot let go of himself. You must let the self burn and watch what remains in the ashes. Later that evening, Ren walks outside. The mountains are bathed in moonlight. The silence feels infinite, but not hostile. He kneels, closes his eyes, and breathes. He sees flashes of his old life, the desk, the deadlines, the constant pursuit. He watches them fade like smoke. He sees the faces that once defined him, his team, his friends, his rivals, and lets them drift into the void. At the center of it all, he finds something terrifyingly simple. Awareness, no stories, no goals, no boundaries, just a watcher, still eternal. Tears run down his cheeks, not from sadness, but release. He feels weightless, undefined, and in that formlessness, he discovers something resembling freedom. When he returns, Kaido is waiting. Ren bows deeply. "I think I understand," he says. "I'm nothing." Kaido shakes his head. "You misunderstand again." He taps Ren's chest gently. "You are not nothing. You are everything that remains once nothing is gone."